Today we're going to explain the story of episode 6 from season 3 of the From web series. We've already explained the first 5 episodes. The episode begins with Jim and Tabitha. Tabitha is unable to sleep and is standing near the window. Jim asks her why she isn't sleeping, and she tells him that she just can't fall asleep. Jim advises her to let go of the past and says there's no point dwelling on old memories. Tabitha responds that he doesn't understand what she went through and how unbearable it was for her. Jim then starts sharing his own perspective, saying that when she left, he had to endure everything alone. He tells her that he suffered too and had to take care of their children by himself. He accuses her of leaving everyone behind, abandoning them. In her defense, Tabitha explains that she was also trying to protect their children, which is why she had come to this place, and the argument between the two of them escalated significantly because of this. Jim leaves Tabitha alone and walks away. In the morning, Julie asks her mom where her dad went. She tells Julie that her dad has gone out and will return by tomorrow morning. Julia says, "I heard both of you shouting at night." Tabitha replies, "We weren't shouting." Julie doesn't respond to this and walks away. We then see Jade standing near Boyd. Jade has gathered a lot of numbers here and is trying to arrange them in the correct pattern to find some clue about what happens to people after they enter that tree. However, he isn't able to form any proper pattern. Jade then tells Boyd that the tree works like a wormhole and these numbers represent different years. But Boyd finds all of this to be nonsensical. Jade also mentioned that Miranda, a woman, had already figured out about this place because she had dreams about it. In her dreams, she had seen this tree with a bottle hanging on it. Boyd comments, "What if it's not the same tree? What if it's another tree? I once saw a bottle with 1864 written inside it." To this, Jade responds, "Then we must find that other tree somewhere." We then see Victor with his father, Henry, in a location. Henry starts asking Victor, "Did you used to stay alone in this room before?" Victor replies, "Yes, I used to stay here alone, but this isn't my room. It belonged to a woman named Mrs. Davis. Her son used to stay here, but he fell ill and passed away. Since then, I have started living here." Victor then says, "I'm going far away from here." To this, Henry replies, "I want to come with you." Victor responds, "What I'm about to do is a bit dangerous, but you can come with me for a little while." The father and son then leave the place together. Next, we see Moriel and Kenny. Kenny is helping Moriel with her work. Moriel tells Kenny, "Take a little rest. If I need your help, I'll call you." Kenny then steps outside, where he runs into Boyd. Boyd checks in on Kenny and says, "If you want to talk to me, especially about your mom, you can," but Kenny says, "No, I'm completely fine," and he leaves from there. Then Boyd arrives at the clinic. Slowly but surely, Randall is recovering. Boyd doesn't go near him, but Christy, who is also gradually recovering, approaches Boyd. Boyd tells her, "You should have been resting." Christy responds, "I have rested," and she also says that Randall will recover completely soon. Boyd also talks about Fatima, suggesting that Christy should go and meet her. Christy agrees, saying, "Yes, I will definitely meet her." We then see Fatima, with Ellis by her side. Fatima seems a bit troubled and has told Ellis everything about how she is feeling, especially her worries regarding the baby. Ellis wants to take her to Christy, but Fatima refuses, saying, "I won't go to Christy because I am already scared, and if everyone finds out about me, they'll look at me in a strange way." Ellis says, "They'll look at us like you're looking at me now. And don't look at me like that because I'm already so scared." To this, Alice responds, "As scared as you are, I'm equally frightened, but we have to figure out a solution somehow, and we need to tell someone about this. That's why we should go to Christy." Just then, there's a knock at the door. Boyd has arrived. Ellis opens the door and lets Boyd in, bringing his father inside. Ellis tells Boyd everything, explaining how Fatima is deeply worried about her baby and is terrified. Meanwhile, we see Donna by the swimming pool, placing stones where Dale died. At the same time, Tabitha arrives and apologizes to Donna, saying, "Maybe Dale's death is my fault." But Donna reassures her, "Don't say that. You didn't do anything wrong. That meeting wasn't easy for you." Tabitha admits, "It's fair for people to be angry with me. I should have told them what exactly happened to me there and why no one believed me." Donna responds, "It's good the meeting members didn't believe you. If they had, they might have ended up like Dale, trapped inside that tree, facing the same fate as him. At least we learned something from this, so don't stress yourself too much." Tabitha then leaves, and the scene shifts to Victor and Henry, who reach the entrance of a cave. Victor says, "I have to save these people no matter what." Turning to his father, he adds, "This is where our journey ends. You should go back. I'll enter the cave alone." But his father insists, "No, I'll come with you." Despite Victor's warnings about the danger, Henry refuses to stay behind, so the father and son venture into the cave together. Inside the cave, Victor tells his father to remain silent. He carries small wooden tags, placing them along the way to mark their path and ensure they can find their way out. They proceed deep into the cave. Henry spots a room ahead. Although he is extremely scared, he tells Victor they should go back. However, Victor refuses, saying, "I came here for something, and I won't leave without it." Determined, Victor moves deeper into the cave and finds the room, where he sees a doll named Jasper. He puts Jasper into his bag and starts to leave, but just then, monsters appear. They warn him, "You won't be able to save anyone." This terrifies both Henry and Victor. The two of them panic and flee, eventually escaping the cave. Meanwhile, Boyd is still sitting beside Fatima, with Ellis also there. Boyd reassures Fatima, saying there's no need to worry, as Christy has a machine that can test her pregnancy, which she found in the ambulance. Boyd offers to take her to Christy, but Fatima, overwhelmed with fear, refuses to go anywhere. Ellis, however, manages to convince her after much effort. He tries to reassure her, saying, "I'm with you, you don't need to be afraid." With that, the three of them head toward Christy. Meanwhile, we see Moriel with Randall. She has come to change his bandages and check if there's any infection on his wound. Carefully, she removes the bandages and assures Randall that he's completely fine and there's no sign of infection on his wound. Randall then tells her he wants to see his face. In response, Moriel brings him a mirror. And Randall looks at his face in it. We see Kenny searching for a screwdriver, but he can't find it anywhere. He's currently at his mom's house, but his mom has already passed away. As he steps outside, he notices Julia smoking. Julia tells him not to tell anyone. That she was smoking, Kenny assures her, "I won't tell anyone. I'm just looking for a screwdriver, which I still haven't found." We see Jade reaching another area where there's a bottle hanging from a tree. There, he meets someone named Tom, a friend of his. Tom starts speaking and asks what Jade is trying to find. Jade replies that he wants to get to the bottom of everything. He believes everything here has a reason, nothing is random. That's why he's determined to uncover the truth. Miranda had already seen this vision earlier. She had seen this bottle tree before. Tom then says to Jade that he'll never be able to uncover the truth and disappears. However, Jade, being stubborn, continues his search. Meanwhile, we see Ethan sitting and reading a book. At that moment, his mom, Tabitha, comes to him and asks where his sister, Julie, has gone. Ethan replies that he doesn't know. Then Ethan starts asking about Chan, who had passed away. Tabitha starts wondering why her son is asking strange questions about Chan's married life. Suddenly, she hears noises coming from the upstairs room. She asks Ethan who's upstairs. He says no one is there. Curious, Tabitha goes upstairs herself and sees small children who have transformed into monsters. They start calling her by a strange name, and she gets terrified, screams, and sits down in fear. Ethan comes to comfort her, and they both run outside. Donna is seen placing stones where Dale died. Kenny arrives and tells Donna she's doing the right thing because those who died deserved it. Donna warns him that he shouldn't be there, but Kenny replies that he has something to ask. He wonders if there's any space left in Colony House because he needs to discuss something with her. Kenny expresses that he wants to stay together with the people he cares about, but he no longer feels at home in his mom's house. Donna offers him a place to stay at her home, and Kenny, feeling a bit happier, leaves. Meanwhile, we see Jade, where he is working on solving a puzzle. Ethan and his mom arrive and ask Jade what he is doing. Jade explains that he has found another tree similar to the first one, with bottles hanging from it. Inside the bottles are messages with repeated numbers and phrases, just like before, but he doesn't know their significance. Tabitha reassures him not to worry and offers to help him with the puzzle. We shift to Moriel, who is with Randall. She explains how to manage his medications, including when to change bandages and apply medicines. Randall, irritated, says he knows all of this already and doesn't need her instructions. He asks Moriel about her well-being. He advises Muriel not to blame herself for Nikki's death. Muriel responds by saying she's completely fine and has no issues. However, Randall points out that she's pretending everything is okay when it clearly isn't. He admits he never pretends and is genuinely scared, even to the point of fearing being alone. Muriel then suggests he stop staying in the bus and move into the clinic. Randall agrees and goes to the bus to gather his belongings. There, he encounters Julia, who asks where he's going. Randall explains that he's moving into the clinic because Muriel doesn't want him to stay alone. Julia then inquires about Muriel's condition, to which Randall replies that she isn't okay, she's just pretending to be fine. We see Victor and his father reaching a particular location. Henry is very scared and starts talking about how strange and frightening the monsters in the cave sounded. Victor admits that he also used to feel scared at times and would come to this spot to hide. When Henry asks if Victor really stayed here alone, Victor confirms it. Victor then pulls out a doll Jasper from his bag. He places it there and tells his father that Jasper is now their only hope. He explains that Jasper already knows everything and will help them in the future. Henry doubts this, saying it's just a toy, but Victor insists it's much more than that and will save them. We see Fatima, Ellis, and his father arriving near Christy. Here, they conduct a pregnancy test. When the test is underway, Christy looks a little surprised by the result, leaving Boyd curious. He asks what happened, and Christy explains that Fatima is not pregnant at all. Hearing this, Fatima is shocked and insists it's not possible, saying, "I am pregnant, check carefully." Christy checks again and again, but keeps saying the same thing, "You are not pregnant, there's no baby," where it should be. Ellis then tells Fatima to share everything honestly with Christy, revealing the truth about what she has been going through. Meanwhile, we see Elgin with his camera, taking multiple pictures. As he hangs those photos on the wall, a monster appears out of nowhere and grabs Elgin from behind, scaring him. The monster speaks to him, saying, "If you help me, I'll save you, and not just you, I'll save everyone." However, Elgin cannot understand what the monster wants from him, dismissing it as a hallucination. We then see Jade collaborating with Ethan to decode a message involving matching numbers. Tabitha is silently sitting alone. Jade notices her quiet demeanor and asks why she seems so upset. Tabitha replies, expressing her confusion and frustration, saying she doesn't understand what to do or what not to do. She feels completely lost. While sitting there, she notices a small sketch that Jade had created. Intrigued, she asks Jade how he found or created this particular sketch. Tabitha starts recalling memories from her childhood. She explains that as a child, she used to have recurring dreams every night. In those dreams, she would see 3 large red stones and experience a deep fear after witnessing something terrifying. Interestingly, Miranda also used to have similar dreams. Tabitha then realizes that she had already seen these events unfolding in her visions. Everything happening to them now was something she had dreamed about, exactly as Miranda had. This episode ends here with Suspense. If you enjoy our explanations, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. See you with the next episode, and thank you for watching.